That's clearly a happy sound.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Red Valkyrie Presents. I'm, of course, Shae the Red with my amazing co-host, Cyborg Valkyrie. How are you doing?
Awesome. How are you today, Shae?
I am running into issues with my mouse. There we go. Okay, we're good now. Sorry,
Awesome.
my mouse is being a dick.
It was
I'm really
fun
excited.
watching you toplessly putting together this cosplay. So
You're such a dork.
I'm
really
do
excited
not think
because-
that anyone who watches our show would think that that's an off-the-wall thing to say.
Would you like to introduce the guest since you've interrupted
Sure.
me 3 times?
Sure.
Ass.
Hi, Don. How are you today?
I am awesome. I'm excited and I'm very happy to be here.
That is amazing.
Yes,
I'm
and
digging the tunes. Digging the tunes.
Eric is right. Your
No,
music is loud and your mic is low.
Relax. Kind of puts you in a vibe, you know.
So right, that's what
Is
we go
this
for
better?
here. Yes,
There we go.
much better. Oh my gosh, why does my mouse keep disappearing? Oh, sorry, this is gonna make this very difficult.
Well, maybe if you didn't have the eye appliances.
You know what? Shut up. So
Stop telling the truth.
I'm not even registering what you're saying because I'm busy getting things up that weren't up yet.
I'm really curious to know why Eric is just now discovering that that's my name.
Alex, so Eric doesn't pay attention. Eric doesn't know things.
I'm also curious how this got brought up during the start of the show. It's very odd.
Because I guess he finally watched our intro that's been calling you Alex for the past 4 years.
I see.
So paying so much attention.
Good job,
All right.
Eric. Really glad.
All
to
right,
have you.
before we get into this, we have a cosplay to reveal.
I'm excited.
Metamorphosis completed, sir.
Shae the Red.
Has now become
Fucking
Awesome.
Whoa! Awesome!
So
Very cool.
I actually spent all the time putting all of this on and doing the rivets and everything. So like this is like legit. I actually made cosplay for you.
I am honored. Thank you very much. That is spot on.
Yeah,
Very
I
cool.
freaking
Got the
love
face
the
tattoos and
look.
Everything. Awesome.
Oh, and I even contacted it up for you.
Whoa.
So I was trying to find my whiteouts, but come on, camera. There you go. I was trying to find my whiteouts, but apparently I let them go bad. So I figured acid green was the next best thing for Earth Mother because
I am totally blown away. I am so honored. Thank you very much. That is so cool.
Yes, I can't wait. I took pictures so I can send to you, and you can use them for whatever you want to use them for.
Oh, man.
But
It's oh
it
man.
was
so cool.
too
No one's ever
it
done
was
that
too
before.
much fun.
aw,
so cool.
that's super
Thank you
awesome.
so much.
We love it when Shae's the first.
They
I'm
told
the
me-
first on many.
Some of my friends in CG, they said, "Shay's good. She's good. You know, she's good."
Aw,
You have exceeded all expectations. Exceeded.
thank you.
Too
Yay.
Cool. Too cool.
That makes me so happy. And here's the funny thing, Dawn. This is one of the last cosplays that I'm going to make in this current office configuration, which can really only be described as complete and utter chaos and entirely not useful at all. So I'm trying to... You should have seen, I had to move my keyboard to put a portable ironing board partially on my desk and partially on my lap while I ironed on all of the vinyl.
Oh my goodness.
It was like, this is not a good setup. So Shae is fixing that this coming week, but until that is fixed, you're the final in the shit show setup, and it still turned out pretty decent.
It's fantastic. It really is.
Thank
I
you.
do appreciate it.
All right,
Okay.
so for anyone, it's clusterfuck. That is another very accurate way to describe it. But for those of you who don't know this amazing character, and I just gotta say, like, the pinups that you sent on, holy fuck! Like, I was looking at him and I was like, I don't know which one to do. And
I
then I was
wanted
like,
her to do the other.
yeah,
pinup.
but Earth Mother was a good challenge because she had all the with the.
Can I tell you
boobs.
something real quick? Earth Mother, out of all my characters, she might be my favorite. It nothing to do with you, although you just elevated it up.
I'm glad that I picked one of your favorites. Wait, I have a
Yeah.
question. Is she a good or a bad?
Oh, she's on the team. She's good.
Ah,
Yeah.
damn. Okay. I have a habit of every time somebody shows characters, like, here's a bunch of people in my cast, I always end up picking, like, that one looks really cool, and it always ends up being a villain.
Yeah, like 2/3
Like-
of the time, she picks the
I'm
villain.
changing
Pretty
all the
frequently. I'm like, I
boundaries
think
today.
I'm just
Awesome.
evil inside.
You are.
No, she's the best of the best. Earth Mother.
Awesome. Okay, so this is for Omega Mission God's Eye. I am so excited because this is you and Mark Polton.
Yeah, he's the editor. He's been giving
Nice.
me lots of helpful advice.
And
Don't do this. Do that. Stop putting so much up there. Take that away. Put that up. No, bring that back. What are you doing?
yeah,
Show,
Well,
don't
and-
tell.
and that's the
Yeah.
thing is, we love Mark. We have Mark on for almost every single campaign that he has. So the fact that you're like, hey, I teamed up with him and he's my editor, like, very solid move. Very solid. He definitely knows what he's doing. He knows how to tell a good story. He knows how to craft a good world and really believable characters. He's obviously done 5,000 crowdfunding campaigns, so he's a good asset to have on your team. I'm really happy
Man
that
with a lot
that's
of
who you
experience.
got. Absolutely. All right, so tell us about Omega Mission God's Eye, because I'm very
Mega Mission God's
curious.
Eye. Okay. There's mankind, which is us, and there are humans, which are bad aliens.
Nice.
There was a war hundreds of thousands of years ago between the two, because the humans, they're a nomadic race of alien beings. What they do is they basically go from planet to planet, to system to system. They use up all the resources, they enslave the people, and when they're done, see ya, we're out, we go to another one. And they just, they've never had an actual home. Well, I'm sure they have. I just haven't revealed that part yet or written it.
You're like, I'm sure they have, and it's somewhere back there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We'll worry about it
There's
later.
a lot of lore to this, It's been kicking around in my head for quite a while. Anyway, they
Nice.
come to some of the deepest, darkest corners of the universe, and they find freshly minted planet Earth. They get there, they start to settle, they see these critters starting to walk upright, coming out of the caves. Mankind. And man sees these powerful beings, their natural flight, they shooting laser beams out their fingers and their eyes and doing amazing feats of strength. And they just worship them as gods, right? Now the humans, they love this. They've never been adorated before. They've always been feared because they're like, they're pirates basically.
Yeah.
And they get this adoration, and they lose it. They love it. They don't want to let it go. So they continue to basically take advantage. And then there's a sect of the humans who are like, no, this is not good. We want to share this planet with these people. We have a chance to have a home here. We have a chance to fall in love, have a family, restart everything. And this leads to a schism between the two sects. So that leads to a war, which I call it the 10,000 year war. Don't know if it actually lasts for 10,000 years. It sounded cool. I put it in the script.
Fair.
We haven't done that yet. We'll get to
That's
it,
my
though.
favorite kind of writing. I don't know. It sounded cool, so I
it's kinda
put
cool.
it in.
So, put it in there. And
Decided.
the two main characters, the two leaders of the sects, Cain and Abel. I'm basically taking your Bible studies and I'm turning it on its ear. Cain is the good guy. Abel is the bad guy.
Yeah,
Well, that's not really how it was before Abel killed Cain, or did Cain kill
that's
Abel?
fine.
I don't remember. It's been a long time. Either way,
I don't know.
there's the separation, there's the war, and when they get done, you know, when most of the bloodshed has been spilled and the dust is settled, Cain and his leftover part of the sect of humanity that stays behind to take care of mankind, they use the last remnants of their technology to yeet the bad humans into a portal, who knows where, you know, just they basically exile them. And they've been gone all this time, hundreds of thousands of years, right? So, you know, everything has progressed just as you know that it did. Your past history, you know, they made up the stories with the Bible and all that. So, you know, they didn't want everybody to know that all this really bad, evil shit happened. But now, the humans have found their way back. And they're pissed off. And they're going to take the planet for their own. They're not asking, they're taking. And there it is. Now it's up to the Omega mission to save us.
So you have in here, you put in your original sketches for your character designs, and when I was scrolling through, there are a lot. So I kind of want to go through and have you kind of break down each of the characters a little bit, just give us a little blurb about them, and if there was anything significant in why you chose them to look the way that you decided, because there's a lot of detail in these sketches.
Excuse me. Okay. Starting off Clipper Dodge. I always love the idea of an older guy being a hero, a superhero, you know? This guy, when 9/11 happened, he was a volunteer firefighter. I'm old. Sometimes my speech gets a little mixed up.
Don't worry. It happens to the best of us. We got ADHD up in here. You're good.
Oh, okay. So he goes to New York. He helps, you know, recover, fight, save people. And he rescues Julian Cain, who we'll find out a little bit more about later. He's actually one of the first guys to get his manifest activated. What that is that deep inside every person in mankind, there's a genetic sequence locked in your DNA. It's just like the hard drive of a computer. It tells you everything you've ever been, everything you're going to be. And Julian Cain, they don't know he's human. That all gets revealed much, much later. Spoiler. He developed a process to unlock that genetic code that locks the full potential of mankind, right? Which is what the humans are. You know, they're fully unlocked. Because of all the, I guess you could say, inbreeding that carried on throughout all hundreds of thousands of years, mankind now has that ability locked deep within them. They don't even know it.
Damn it, son.
I didn't say whoops. I said gross.
Oh, I thought you said whoops. I thought you were like, oopsies.
Hey, man, it's got to get in there somehow. So, Julian
It's not
Cain
like,
developed a
oops, I
process,
dropped my penis in my sister. I mean, that's not an oops.
When the I totally lost my train of thought on that one.
Sorry.
No, that's
It's our fault.
He develops the awakening process. They activate the manifest, and the thing about most of these characters that do have the manifest, they have to die a physical death. They literally have to die. They go through the awakening, and then they're empowered. Their manifest has been fully unlocked. Get your breath now. So anyway, and I like the actor Samuel Elliott. Sam Elliott. Big fan of his in Roadhouse, and I kind of based Clipper Dodge off of Sam Elliott's look with the mustache and everything. And funny fact, after I posted the very first picture of Dodge on Twitter, Sam Elliott's mustache, his account, started following me on Twitter.
Fantastic. That is exactly what you need.
I was like, I must be doing something correctly. You know?
Right.
But just the mustache.
Awesome.
That's the important part.
And the mustache rules all.
All right.
Solar Star. He's kind of like the new guy on the team. He's not the field leader, but he's the new guy. He's very powerful. He has the ability to undergo what's called a biofusion. He can become like that of a living star.
Oh, okay.
And he has the
Ooh,
classic
I like
90s ponytail. So.
Oh my gosh, you just gave me so many ideas for like fan art of him, because you're like, yeah, he could be like a living star, and I was just like, galaxy.
Yeah,
like,
and if
oh,
you
no.
notice, if you go back up to the double page spread that I posted this morning, that's up there now, I incorporate a lot of Tron lighting in my costume designs, because I think that is so sick. I love that sci-fi look of the whole thing, and a lot of my characters have that Tron lighting, and it basically activates when their powers, get energized. So it's like, there it is. I don't know. I just think it's cool. I'll put it in there. That's my rule.
It's very neat. I've got ideas. Oh my gosh, I have so many other things I need to do, but now I'm like, but I want to paint this idea. Okay, scrolling back down. I also love that you're like, eyes smoldering. And I was like, ooh. He is a 90s guy, isn't he?
Years, and I make these crazy notes in the side.
Love it. All right, so we got him. We got Skylark. Ooh.
Yeah, she's also one of my favorites. I love all my girls. I love all my characters. She has the power of very fast flight. And as she flies, the gauntlets on her wrist, they charge with static electricity. She can kind of use that as a weapon. She can weaponize it. But she comes to find out later that she's not really flying. She has telekinesis. And that's what she's using to push herself through the air. Bless you.
Thank you.
That leads into a side arc later on where she starts to develop that more and more. And then she becomes more of a TK powerful character. But I mean, she still flies and everything, but like I said, she didn't know that until much later. She discovers that and it's like, oh shit, I can do this
is
now.
what I was expecting Shae to do, because I heard the word bodysuit when she was doing her stuff, and I'm like, that one? No. Okay,
but see, to do this one correctly, that's a lot of foam armor work and heat gun, and that takes more time.
Babe, you do not shy away from heat gun even when you're drunk, so.
And indoors, and totally setting off all of my smoke alarms. Yeah. It's fine. We're totally crazy up in here. I like Skylark, but I don't know. There's something about when you see Earth Mother and how like she's kind of. You almost hit like an emo punk vibe with her look, because she's got the real big dramatic eye and the big wing and the big black hair that's building. I was like, yeah, she's more my vibe.
She's more my vibe. Well, she can control her natural surroundings. She's the Earth Mother. So of course. Like the wind's almost always blowing through her hair.
Yeah. Oh, I would totally. Yeah. If I could do that, I'd be like, I'm sorry. Everywhere I stepped, flowers would bloom. Yeah. And there would always be a nice breeze that would carry the wind with my hair and make everything like beautiful. Cherry blossoms constantly falling around me.
No, I'd be constantly pestering you. Make it thunderstormy weather, but right before the rain, where it's nice and cool.
Oh yeah. Breezy. There would be a lot of that, and anytime somebody pissed me off, there'd be a whole lot of lightning going off in the background, and just be like,
there'd be some shit going down. That's not a hole.
Genuine Comics has a good question for you. Says, is there one character that the story mostly focuses on, or do all of the characters get equal attention?
Okay, for God's Eye and Hale, Genuine, Dave Brink, I believe that is. The main character, the main focus, well, not really focus, but the main character is Julian Kane. We come to find out that he's the reason that pretty much everything has happened. And now basically his past is coming back to haunt him, but it's also coming back to kill the rest of us. He created the Omega Mission. He's the one that exiled the humans in the first place, and the main bad guy turns out to be his brother. So it's just,
Yeah. Sounds about right. So I really like the idea of Skylark, and now I just, you're killing me, because now I have so many ideas of things that I want to do for art, and I don't have the time, but I'm going to have to, because I have to do this now.
You're killing me. I love it.
It's going to be so... I have to sit down and do this. I'm gonna have to. Where's the notepad? Damn it, Sai! I left my notepad with you. Shit. It's fine. Oh, I have Post-its. Wow. When did I put Post-its up here? Okay, cool. That works.
When you were trying to cover up nipples and the thing that you were trying to show.
I never found Post-its, and look at how that's a big ass block of Post-its that I didn't remember I had.
Reorganize your office.
That's why we're doing this. Is I can't find shit in here. Okay. Sai doesn't take down the comments. Okay, so then we have Scorn.
Scorn. He gets power from pain. He can inflict pain upon himself, physical or mental. Excuse me, and that gives him like an energy power that he can use against his opponent. And he also learns that he can benefit from the pain of others, mental and physical trauma as well. That's why he's got all the spikes and the chains and all the sharp edges. He cuts himself and he inflicts pain, and that's how he gets juiced up.
I want to see some barbed wire whips. That would be pretty cool. That'd be a lot of like razor wire. Yeah, that.
I mean, but chain link is also a bitch to draw. So really, do you want it pointy bitch or do you want it chain link bitch?
That's Radfire. He's my armor guy. It's spelled R-A-D like an acronym and then fire. And the R-A-D don't stand for anything. It just looks cool. I'll put it up there.
Radical.
Yeah. Radioactive dude.
Okay.
Radioactive is one word.
Nuh-uh, not in my world.
Radioactive ass-kicking dude.
Okay, it's on. Thank you.
Wow.
Don't be surprised if I use that.
We gift it to you. Enjoy. Ooh, I like it. So for this guy, his eye color changes depending on
what mode
how
he's
he's
in.
feeling.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Battle, normal, stealth, or detection. Ooh. Very cool. Okay.
That's Mates. She's my bladed, clawed character. Seems like we all got to have one on the team if we're going to have a superhero group. So she has a very tragic history. Both of her arms are made of a malleable metal, like like T1000 liquid metal kind of thing. She can create any kind of bladed weapon, edge weapon, with her arms and her hands. And her backstory is pretty tragic. She was experimented on up in the North Sea on an abandoned oil well. They turned it into a lab. They experimented on her. The Irish Republican Army was trying to create, using black market manifest techniques, their own super weapon. But as it turns out, things didn't go the right way. They had to abandon everything. And she became this really nasty killing machine. They closed it all down. They left her there. And then years later, Julian Kane actually is the one that buys this platform because he wants to annex a laboratory onto it. They discover her there, and she's like, in the midst of there's all this, dried up blood, bones of the researchers that were left behind. She ate them. That's how she survived. So that's why she wears a muzzle. She's kind of cannibalistic.
I mean, does she wear it by choice or
not really?
Outfitted her with it?
They're kind of trying to. She's a deadly weapon. She's good to have on the team, but they kind of have a control for her. You know what I mean?
Shot caller. That's what she needs.
Something like that. Yeah, they kind of keep her under control. She's relearning her humanity.
Notes. Just taking notes. Don't mind me. All right, Earth Mother. Love
There's
her.
our girl. She's had a lot of different costume designs over the years. Anyway, she's the last of her kind, the Kawanichi Indians. I guess I can still say Indians and not get canceled. I don't know. F it. I'm doing it anyway.
Can't hear.
They have this thing that goes down generation to generation, the Earth Mother. The first daughter of the chosen accepts the mantle of the Earth Mother, and the Earth Mother bonds with the spirit of the planet Earth, the Gaia, and she shares like a symbiosis with the actual planetary spirit because the planet is alive. It's its own entity. So
just like Gaia, yeah.
She's able to manipulate her natural surroundings, whether it's gravity, weather, the land, the grass, the trees, whatever, and that's what she is. She's basically the most powerful character on the team, and she didn't go through the manifest process. It's totally mystical, her powers.
Nice.
Earth fights back.
Yep, pretty much.
Ooh, I like her.
Bubbles, my teleporter.
So cute.
She's young. She's like 15, 16. Hasn't really got a grasp on her powers yet. But they develop these bracelets later on, gauntlets, that help her make the bubbles so they don't go crazy everywhere. And the bubbles, she generates the bubbles, they surround you, and that's what teleports you.
Okay. And did you stick with the orange and black theme for her outfit?
I did. I played around with changing that a lot. But when I started developing the comic for the launch, I went back to all my classic designs. I said, you know what? Trust your gut. That's what you used the first time. Keep it that way. And I've got a lot of positive feedback on a lot of these designs. So I'm glad I did.
And I just got to say...
Okay.
Well, so Blossom could very easily be Earth Mother.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm like keep all the girls at the same age, so that it's like the Powerpuff Girls grown up.
Oh my
this
gosh,
is what they're doing now.
Oh my gosh, look. So Minx, because she's super feisty, can be Buttercup.
Oh my god.
Earth Mother is Blossom.
Okay.
And then we'll just age up Bubbles a bit, and there you go. You now have to make that a cover. You realize that, right? Like, you have to get someone to draw those characters.
Or like the chibi version of those characters.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I would do that in a heartbeat. That would be
Write it on
hilarious.
your notepad.
Hold on.
I didn't mean to cause more work for you.
No, Shae discovered that she's really great at art after a little bit of encouragement and just finding the proper tools and medium.
Good.
And so now she's looking for inspiration from different places so that she can keep developing. And
There's so like I have a laundry list of stuff, and I still have 2 commissions I got to work on. But I mean, and at this point I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things that I like for this campaign. So we'll see what happens.
Oh, awesome. Glad I could inspire you a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Savage
absolutely.
guy. My dude with big ass guns. He's an Afghan war veteran, and he basically, the only thing that's really biological left to him is his head. Julian Kane developed the body for him, brought him basically back to life, and now he's the field leader of the Omega mission. He don't put up with no shit. He takes you out. He's a fighting machine.
Nice.
hey, Shae,
Huh?
before you... I typed something in the chat. It's going to take forever to get there. Paint Randy as that character.
Oh my gosh. Okay. That's so funny that you say that. So I have a friend of mine who's in the military, and dude's super into like jujitsu and shit like that, and
he's so
and
swole.
weightlifting and all that. He basically looks like a thumb with a super huge neck. Like he's just
His neck
ripped.
is bigger than my thigh.
His neck is bigger than my thigh, and I'm bigger than Sai. So like, fucking
Ooh.
hell.
Okay.
It's just he has a very similar body type to this dude.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious. But then if you talk to him, he's like the goofiest motherfucker ever. So it's so funny because if you just see him, you're like, he's kind of scary, and then he opens his mouth, and you're like, what the hell was that?
Nope.
So good. Okay.
That's the way. You know, my mom waited on George Foreman decades ago, and she said that he was the kindest, most polite, most gentle man she ever met, and he's fucking huge. So
Yeah.
This
Like
is
the
Brad.
big ones usually are. They don't have because they don't have to dick measure. Like
no, they don't.
Hey now.
everyone just looks at it and they go, "You could clearly kill me," and he's like, "I could, but I'm not going to."
Probably
You're like,
by
okay,
accident.
thank you.
So
Okay, sorry, Brash.
13-year-old Jacob Shaughnessy. He died from leukemia, and when he came back, he had to manifest, and he is able to change into any kind of imaginary monster that he wants. And this is the form he basically kind of sticks to. He's big into wrestling, comic books, sci-fi. He kind of likens himself to a wrestling star, and he's huge on social media. He's got millions of followers. He's always videotaping stuff for YouTube. He actually has a little cam he carries around with her fighting, and you know that's how he records stuff. He gets hits off of it.
a low GoPro.
Yeah.
I can't. We got influencers in our comics at this point, and they make sense. That's the worst part.
And
Is
he's
you
10
look at it
feet
and you go,
tall.
yeah, you look. If I had that skill, I would be on Instagram, getting those likes, getting those
yeah.
endorsements.
Yeah.
He'll actually be fighting the bad guy, and I'm got it in the script. He's fighting one of the bad guys. He stops, zooms in on the camera, and goes, "This beatdown brought to you by so and so,"
Yep.
Jack Link's
Yep.
beef jerky,
and then just goes right back to smashing this dude's head in the dirt.
which is what I'm gonna turn this guy into.
This is Physic, Elizabeth Connolly. She had a seizure when she was a teenager, and she basically obliterated her entire town. She has the ability
Wow.
to manipulate all forms of matter. And it really, really traumatized her. They're just now getting her into the field because this whole humanity thing is a huge crisis. See, Omega Mission was originally developed by Julian Kane not to fight bad guys. It was a rescue operation. It's for floods, earthquakes, natural disaster kind of thing. And if they were
Gotcha,
needed
like
on
a
the
rescue
side,
team.
then they go and do that. But when the humans show up, the main superhero team, the Trust, which you'll see later on, I have the designs for them as well on here, they get obliterated. So now you got the Omega Mission that's got to stand in for these guys. They don't really have a choice. They got to. There's nobody else.
Sorry, I'm doing doodles. So I know what I'm gonna draw later. Doesn't make sense to anyone else. Don't worry about it. I say
I
draw.
like her.
What I'm gonna paint because I can't draw.
I like her hair.
Yes. Oh, I even did her hair like swooping up because I was like, yeah, that's a good look.
It is. It is. It's very unique. I don't know that I've ever seen hair in that position before. And,
Well, it's in the wind. I like hair blowing in the wind. I'm weird.
she needs to walk
Yeah, it's
out of
not
the
weird.
wind, and it just stays like that.
Yeah.
It's like that's a lot of
Hair's just
Aquanet.
up.
Yeah.
Don't tempt me. That's
no,
possible.
she controls physical matter. There you go. She determines how her hair is.
Yeah, maybe she's holding her hair up with her power.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, sorry. Moving on.
Wow. And here's the guy who basically started it all, Julian Kane, CEO of Kane Development Industries. Is estimated worth about $70 billion. He's the chief financier for the team. I took his ponytail away because I ended up giving it to Solar Star. I didn't want two dudes in the book with ponytails.
That's fair.
And he's got the classic: is he a savior or is he a devil? Whose side
Give
is
him
he
mullet.
really on? But
Don't give him a mullet. What is wrong with you?
we find out that he's on the side of mankind. He's all
Good.
about protecting man, and his wife was the one. His brother killed his wife back in the day. He has a daughter now that he's raised. He's living a life, so he's trying to use what he knows to keep us safe here. And then when these guys show back up, it's just he kind of panics a little bit because he did not expect that to
Nice.
happen.
All right, so now we have the
I was just
ancestors.
hypnotized by his suit.
The ancestors.
I know his suit
I
is
think-
nice. Okay.
He's a very sharp dresser. This is Balaam. He's one of the first ones that pops out in the opening scene in the comic. This magnificent spacecraft comes down right over top of the reflecting pool of Washington D.C. And Balaam comes out. Everybody's looking up. Ooh, and this little kid. And I can't wait to draw it. I'm very excited about drawing this part. The kid's, with his dad, the tourist. He looks up and this man floating, and all he sees is a silhouette flowing down, long hair, beard. Daddy, is that Jesus? No, son, that's not Jesus because he basically obliterates everybody. He's got a
Terrible.
Yeah,
Balaam, you suck.
He's the right hand to Domina, who you'll see a little bit later. She's a nasty bitch.
Nice.
One of the worst. And he's got like these electricity magnetic powers. That's Fennec. He's got the guy below. Yeah, him. He's got this celestial armor again with the Tron lighting. He's got what's called the Avon blade and a Verdant blade. He is basically just a pretty badass ninja fighting guy. Whose
I
costume
can't
looks a
tell
little
if
like
the
fun.
orange is making me think tiger or if the head shape is making me think cobra.
Well, it's kind of patterned after a fox kind of sort of thing.
I just thought you were going for like Fennec Fox.
Yeah, that's
The
what I was
big
going
ears.
for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I changed the colors
Okay.
up a little bit because I like the orange
Well,
and
some
black.
fennec. There's red fennec foxes.
Yeah.
That works.
She's an expert.
That's Cutlass.
I really want one.
And that's a play on words. She's a female, like a lass, so cutlass. Living liquid metal being. She can become any kind of weapon, edged weapon, and nothing can separate from her body. You know, she can twist and take up any shape, any form, and she's just nasty.
Wow. There's so much you could do with this, and I love that in this. It took me a second staring at it. I realized because you said that she can twist her body, so you have her showing her boobs and then twist it all the way around to show her ass, and then that one
Yeah.
leg is backwards, but the other one is frontwards. And I was like,
Yeah.
this is disturbing because it makes sense in the character from what you said, and I know that you did that to illustrate that point to yourself for later, but
No, Dolly designed this character.
look, like, it for real, she's like a walking dolly picture. It's disturbing.
Wait till you see her in action. This is
I'm
Tyvan. He never talks. He just uses his massive psychic abilities to take you out.
I like to imagine that somebody asked him questions and then all of the little like light orbs inside just kind of boop boop boop, and like that's as close as you get to an answer.
Pretty much, yeah. Or
Right.
he'll like communicate directly in your head.
Oh,
Or he'll make
No,
you
thank
say
you.
the answer yourself, like talking through you.
Tyven, get out of my head. I don't like that.
No. It's all dark in there. There's cobweb. You don't know.
This is Crag. He's my rock guy. He's stupid strong and just plain old stupid.
Very dumb.
He can collect all like the rock-like substance and adhere it to his body. He can magnify his density, increase it, I guess you would say. And he's also made of rock. Like his skin is like a rocky texture, but he's dumb as a rock, literally.
So he's rock through and through, is what you're saying, because he's
Yeah,
very
basically.
stupid.
Yeah,
nice.
Pebbles for brains.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
This is Stellar. He's just he's a fighter. He loves weapons, swords. He's got what's called the golden sword. He's got big ass guns. He's another quiet one. He does talk, but he's a shoot first, ask questions never kind of guy.
I like your joke to yourself there.
Oh yeah, you like that? The
Bluetooth LOL spikes. This is how we know that we like Dawn. Our kind
My
of humor.
brain is very weird.
Like
very
like
weird.
I read Bluetooth and inside I went, huh, and then I read LOL and I went, oh, son of a bitch.
And there's the bad guy, the supreme bad guy, Demonitrox, aka Abel, aka the Lost One, he who returns. And also, I was going to use God, spelled GH'', but I think that might be a little too much, so I'm not going to do that. But I'm not revealing what his actual powers and abilities are, because for one thing, even I don't know. He's just really badass, and he can pretty much do anything.
That would be a
Interesting.
formidable foe.
He's the one that's leading the charge to come back. He doesn't actually show up right away. The ancestors do the majority of the dirty work. Domina is like not his lover, but like his, I guess you could say like an understudy kind of thing. Maybe his general. And, he shows up much later. He's the kind of guy that sits back and lets his lackeys do all the work. And then he shows up only when he really needs to,
So I have a question.
Ask away.
Is this the black, is that a cape or is that like ichor?
It's like a cape kind of thing.
Okay.
You know how Storm has the cape attached to her hand?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It's something
I
like
was just
that,
like,
yeah.
because I was like, it looks like a cape, but my brain looking at all of this red and knowing that he's so badass instantly was like, wouldn't it be cool if it was like dripping ichor like from hell itself kind of thing, and that's what he just
Okay,
formed
I'm
it
changing
into
it.
a
I
cape
like that
type.
idea better. I'm changing it.
I'm just saying, I'm not trying to sway you. I'm just saying.
I'm sold. I'm sold.
If you took, because you have so many black elements, and if you took like the way that the bottom of the boots and everything are, and you made it look almost like it was cooled lava, or something along those lines, like cragged out, and then what's coming from his back going to his wrist is like this black ichor. I think it would really kind of sell that whole like.
It's an awesome idea.
I really like horror and creepy ass shit, and I know what makes me look at something and go, "That's scary."
I'm gonna give you the creative credit in the book. I am.
Mwah.
You're going like that.
I think it'd be cool to see, so I'm excited. Okay, so the Trust. Who are the Trust?
The Trust are the world's premier supergroup. They're basically like the Justice League of my universe.
Okay.
But they don't last very long in the book. Sovereign kind of lasts a little bit longer than most of them, and that's only through a fluke. Because in the first opening pages, he gets bitch slapped to the moon by Domino. While, the other ones are bopping the floor with the rest of his team. So he's like the million-year-old guy. He's from another universe entirely. He's got a lot of backstory that will be explored much, much later. He acts as like the protector of the planet, and he feels it's his responsibility. So that's his deal. And yes, the big S on the chest is on purpose.
I love that you wrote that. You're like, that was intentional.
Yep. Basically, because I don't care. This is Lady Sovereign, his wife. She's from like the American Revolutionary area, I guess you could say. She's around 200 years old or so, and she got her power. She has kind of the same powers as Sovereign, the super strength, the super flight, all that kind of stuff, speed, whatnot, through consummation.
Wow.
Yeah.
She got laid and ended up with powers, is what you're saying.
She got banged and she got powers behind it. But it was through his choice. He gave the powers to her. He nutted them in her, so to speak.
I don't even have... I'm kind of happy that they don't last very long. Okay.
You don't go to the bathroom right after. You don't clean yourself. You keep that in there. Sorry.
Shae was eating.
Hey man, she's not.
That's fine. That's fine. They're bugles. You can get through a lot with bugles.
Again.
Well, you're fine. That's nowhere near the worst thing that's ever been said on our channel.
I think that's the worst thing this week.
She's my lady made of living water. She can exist in all its forms. Not very much is known about her. Sadly, not a lot's going to get known about her because she basically doesn't last very long like the rest of them. But I do, if we get a good hit off of this book, I do plan on doing a trust-centric issue later on down the road.
I was just going to say, this would be really cool to have as like a mini Ashcan backstory to like add on to a main story where you actually go into like, hey, this is when the Trust was like really big and at their prime, and look at how amazing they were, and then it makes this first issue where you see them all and they all just get fucking nuked instantly. You're like,
pretty much.
Well, shit! Like, you guys used to be awesome. What the fuck?
I'm doing that to illustrate how badass the ancestors are,
Exactly.
I don't want to put them against my main team right up front because you really don't know how tough these guys are, and it seems like everybody does that in the comics. It's like, okay, bad guy versus good guy, go. No,
well, this
I want them to decimate somebody first. I want you to know you do not trifle with these guys. They are not, you don't take them for granted. They are badass. And then when the Omega mission comes up to fight them, then you're like, okay, if they mop the floor with these bad JLA-like guys, how are they going to act,
Well, and that's kind of the thing is it's almost like you can subvert expectation because you can introduce the Trusts as like your main characters. Like, and everyone who's reading the book is initially thinking these are the people, like these are the guys we're gonna follow, and then they all get Duke Nukemed, and you're like, what the fuck? And it's like, we're not following them.
Something like that, yeah.
We're following the other guys because we just wanted you to know that they were really bad.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's like an Invincible where you had your main team, and then you had like your not even second stringers, like your fourth stringers, and everyone else just gets fucking obliterated, and then it's like, hey, it's up to you, slightly powered people, go get it.
Except that instead of them being slightly powered, it's like, hey, it's up to you, insanely badass people that are over here that we're mostly just keeping to yourselves and being quiet. Like, we need you to mobilize now because we're all gonna die.
Pretty much, yeah. That's Span. Basically, he can
Nice.
change his wings. Like here, he's got like falcon wings. He can have insect wings.
Oh my gosh, can you do
Remember
bat
when-
wings? That would be so awesome.
Yeah, bat wings. If
You
it's a
need to
wing,
do-
he can make it. He can
You
grow it
could
right out of
do
his back.
you could do a Halloween issue, like a Halloween cover of him, and just have him with bat wings, like hanging upside down, being like, "What?"
Cool.
And it'd be perfectly on point. It wouldn't even be like, "Oh, we clearly Halloweened up all these characters." It'd be like, "No, he can literally make whatever wings he wants." So he,
Yeah.
for Halloween, he was like, "I'm gonna be a vampire and I'll just do bat wings because
Oh yeah.
it's easy."
Have to change his name to Batman. Batsman.
Nah.
This is one of my favorite guys, Stag. He's a dinosaur human hybrid. He has a lot of stegosaurus, like he's got the little, the spikes, I guess, or the pointy things coming off of him, like a stegosaurus, but he has different parts. He also has different parts of DNA of different dinosaurs. He's kind of like a lab rat going wrong.
Yeah.
Nice. It reminds me of a little bit of Killer Croc.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like Killer Croc Jurassic era.
Yeah.
Take Killer Croc and just make him a little bit more prehistoric and a little less human legit crocodile.
Mm-hmm. And they gave him the
Oh, I
purple
love those
underwear
feet.
because he's green.
I mean, look, purple and green go good together.
Joker's been doing it for a long time. Right?
He has, and he's rocking it. Nobody
Another
questions the
armored
Joker.
character of mine, Blacksmith. He's just a guy that wears armor. I'm a big fan of Iron Man, and I think there was a period in the '90s when he had they called the modular armor, and I kind of like that idea. So I gave him a bunch of doodads. Those are drones that's on his wrist gauntlets. They can pop off and attack, survey, that kind of stuff. He's
Nice.
just cool looking. I slapped them together.
He is cool looking. He almost reminds me of like if you were to take like the Knights Templar look and then make it like super futuristic instead of keeping it more traditional. Because of all of the red accent that you have going through this otherwise pretty neutral base
Yeah,
color.
I love that Trilite, man. I'm a sucker for it. Love it.
I mean, look, that's the thing. I always tell people, like, when you're creating your own characters, if there's something that you absolutely go gaga for, like, that's you should just lean into it, because if it's coming from somebody who absolutely loves it, it's gonna come out so much better than if somebody's like, I don't know, I heard it was popular, so I threw it in there, and it's like, that's never gonna hit as good as you being a fan of that style and doing that.
Most definitely, yeah. I had to hold back on some of them because I started doing it on all of them. Like, no, don't do it on all of them.
That's the only danger, is that you have to look at it and go, does everyone glow? And am I going to make that a thing? Or am I going to be like, I
Then
want
you
some people
overplay
to
it a
glow.
little bit. It's like, okay, now it's kind of corny, you know?
Like, that's a little much.
So this is my guy, my speedster, Mach. I don't know if you can tell by the design of the lightning bolt. Yeah, I'm trying to make it look more like an M, like a sideways M, but also a lightning bolt. You see it a little bit better when he's on the page.
Yeah.
So he's just a speedster, he goes fast.
I like it. He's got the, because you gave him the visor and everything, so he's got like the vibes of what is that, Iceman from The Incredibles mixed with like the whole Barry Allen Flash like being quick. I just love that you're like, it's just something like that. And I love the yellow accent. I think that yellow and blue is one of my favorites. That was my high school colors.
Cool.
So I love seeing a good like yellow and blue together, because they can pop so well.
His original name was Eddie Moves. I don't know why I gave him that name, but I did away with it because I like Mach.
Mach is better.
Yeah.
Mach is better.
And this is a last minute addition. I just kind of designed her real quick. I needed another team member, Aurora, and basically she can just, shoot out plasma blasts of energy, and she can fly a little bit. There's not a whole lot that I know about her yet. She's still developing in my head, but I kind of see her as this young, like an Asian girl kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
And she's quiet, but she's like super powerful, but she's always scared to really unleash that ability, She
That's
uses
fair.
it sparingly.
Well, it could also, I mean, there's a lot that you could do with that too, depending on how you want to go about all of their powers. But if you're talking about her being really young, and maybe
Well, not too young. Look at her outfit.
right, but I'm saying like in her 20s, right?
Yeah,
like when
pretty
you're
much.
talking about a woman in their 20s, there's a lot that you're still trying to figure out about yourself, and there's a lot
Yeah.
of things that you really like. You might be really, really passionate to try, but you're too scared to actually lean into it because you're like, but if I do it and it doesn't work out, or if I can't control it or whatever, then it's just gonna blow up, and I'm gonna be, you know, a jackass, and I don't want to be that. And so it'd
Yeah.
be really interesting if you had a lot of that tied to her personality and her own like insecurities and fears. I think would go a long way in kind of giving her that believability and also endearing her to people.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Yeah, see, it's what I do. I like brainstorming. All right,
me and
so
We're not
yeah,
in the
you
book.
and Mark.
We don't fight
So this is awesome. I love seeing all the characters. I will say I was bummed that you didn't have your pinups that you sent to us on here because I think
Well, they're
that
the
they
trading
are,
cards. They're going to be the trading cards. Yeah.
I think they're beautiful, and I think that they're worth showing off.
Thank
So it's something to consider, maybe throwing up so people can see them a little bit better because that's really small.
Okay.
But all right, let's go through your tiers so people
Okay,
know how
I'm
they
a
came
big
back.
fan of the 90s, as you probably have already figured out. I'm kind of
No, not at all.
kind of guy. So I kind of named my tiers after some terms in the 90s. So the $10 PDF tier because it's the Crack-a-Lacka tier. I'm sorry,
Wow.
international fans. Postage is out of hand. So
It is bad.
Basically, this is going to be the best way I can get you this very first book. If things pick up and we do a second volume and things are a lot better, maybe then, right? But at least you have a cheaper option and a more immediate payoff to get your comic this way. So for $10, you got the Crack-a-Lacka tier where you can get either a PDF or a comic book reader file format, totally your choice.
Nice.
For $25 plus shipping, you got the Too Cool for School tier. And this is that cover right there is the Fund My Comic exclusive cover. It will never be reproduced anywhere else. I'll never sell it as a print, nothing like that. This is completely exclusive for Fund My Comic. As a matter of fact, I'm doing this only on Fund My Comic for the first 60 days. It won't be
Wow.
anywhere else.
Very nice.
Yeah.
How many pages is this again?
It's going to be between 50 and 60.
Okay, that's a decent size. That's a
Yeah, I
decent
wanted
size
it
book.
to be 75, but the time involved and printing costs would probably bury me. So
You're
you know,
drawing
like
this for
like
right
I said,
now,
I'm a new creator to the scene. Not a lot of people know me, and I don't know how well this is going to do. It might fund, it might flop. Who knows?
Fair.
but,
Would you say, Si?
I'm
I
hoping
said-
it won't
and-
flop.
And Don is drawing this right now. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm still drawing it. I'm on page. Actually, I'm starting page 26 right now. So
Okay.
yeah.
So this is Don is like pretty much a one-man team. He's got Mark on as the editor
Yeah.
and kind of sensei advisor. But this is Don. Don's doing the story,
Yeah,
he's
writing,
creating the characters, he's doing
all
the
storytelling,
artwork.
yeah, everything.
Are you doing the lettering?
Yeah, I'm doing lettering too.
Oh good hell. So
Yeah, I said the same
60
thing.
pages is enough.
Yeah. So yeah, my mom and I named the studio after her, Diamond D Studios, Mama Donna.
Oh,
That's
nice.
her old CB handle, Diamond D. So it's Diamond D
Aw.
Studio. That's where we're putting it out under, and she's going to sign the book, and I'm going to sign the book. Every copy that gets shipped to a backer will be signed by the both of us.
Wow.
Yep.
That is awesome. And that's so cool. I'm all about like including family and, you know, paying homage and everything like
Oh
that.
hell,
to
she's
them
more
and
excited
stuff.
about this than I am.
That's so great. That
Yeah.
makes me so happy. Like
Love
I
it.
wish I really wish my dad was still around, because I would love to have him be like credited in my first book and see the look on his face, because he'd probably like lose his mind.
Well, the majority of this whole human versus mankind thing, my dad gave me a copy of Chariots of the Gods, which is where I got most of this from.
Nice.
We would talk about this crazy shit all the time, man. For $45 in shipping, it's the all that and the bag of chips tier. You get the comic, and I know it's got the black and white cover there. I got to update that. You're going to get the color, everything. Everything's going to be in color. And you get the 12-piece main Omega Mission Team trading card set. And yes, that all gets signed too. Not the trading cards, but the comics.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And I
Now,
like that you've kept it
Yeah,
streamlined.
well, I
'cause it
don't
is
have
your
a lot of
first.
tiers because, like I said, I'm brand new, and I
Yep.
want my main focus to be on delivering as best of a comic as I can, and I want that to be
Absolutely.
the driving force of the campaign, not a bunch of swag. There's nothing wrong with a bunch of swag. I wish I had more resources, available to me at this time to give swag. We're planning on. We've already got T-shirts and stickers and bookmarks designed, ready to go. It's just that we're not too sure how this is going to do,
So the big thing I will say, and I'm a swag whore. I love t-shirts, patches, stickers. Like, oh my gosh, let me get in there. I love designing them. I love getting them. I have so many indie comic t-shirts that I actually have to retire some of them and make it into like an indie comic quilt, because I don't have room. I have an entire 6-drawer like chest of drawers that is full of freaking indie comic t-shirts.
That's very cool.
So I love them. But as a first-time creator,
Yeah.
and I will even say on a campaign period, t-shirts are such a crapshoot. There is so much that goes into it. You have to know sizing for every single person.
Yeah.
The designs. If you have a design that's too ambitious, which is something I'm currently dealing with, a design that I did, I think 2 years ago at this point, we're trying to get it printed, and the printer that guaranteed me they could do it couldn't even do it on one shirt out of 45. Not even on one. So, it is such a clusterfuck. It is so much better for you to create your own website, right? That is branded to whatever your IP is.
Yeah.
And offer t-shirts up there as a print-on-demand thing. Because then, if people want them, they can get them, and you can collect all that information as they come through. And if you do it through
exactly. That's what we've been
print-on-demand
discussing.
stores...
When this
Right.
when this goes through, hopefully it'll fund, and we'll have a really great campaign and a lot of satisfied readers. And we really plan on doing it like Luke Stone's got his own website now. Michael Bancroft, Shane Davis, Reenie's got her own stuff too. We want to
Everybody.
get a website up and running.
Yeah.
I still want to utilize Fund My Comic and maybe Indiegogo. It all depends on how it goes,
Well, Here's the thing, is you just have to pay attention to what you're doing on your website. So for your website, you either need to make it Omega Mission's website, and that's the only thing that you're ever going to put on it, is all of the stuff that is Omega Mission, whether it's back issues, whether it's swag, whether it's
not going to be just
blog
Omega.
posts.
I got lots of
Or
yeah.
or do your studio, your imprint,
Yeah.
right? And have that be the focus, which is obviously going to be a lot more lucrative long term.
Yeah.
But that's the way that you got to look at it. Like Reenie's is Hellion Arts or Hellion Comics, whatever it is. That's her imprint. We even have our own. We have Red Valkyrie, and I have my own that is a spin-off of Red Valkyrie that's just my artwork. And so that's the way that you focus your offering and your branding, I think, is way better than like Fund My Comic and Indiegogo. Those are your campaign sites. That's where you go to get the funding initially and to do the initial push and to do the exclusives and all that kind of fun stuff. And then whatever you have left over from that, if you overprint, which you always should, I always recommend people overprint because you never know what's going to happen, especially in the post office. I'm still waiting on a card from my mom, and it's been like over a week, and I still don't even have a birthday card, so you never know.
Mail half the time anymore.
Yeah, it's really bad. So like you want to make sure you overprint, but then when you overprint and things don't go wrong, that gives you a place where you can sell them at a markup because it wasn't something that helped with your campaign. This is something that people came to after the fact. So it's having it be a little bit more makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense. It also encourages people to back during the live campaign because this is the only time you're going to get it this cheap. Just saying. But I think this is a good start. I know it's slim.
Thank you. Yeah.
The only downside that I see for you is trying to get to funding. Your tiers are definitely affordable. But you don't have any big tickets. You don't have any original artwork pages or anything like that are up that people can buy. And
I work primarily digital.
Right.
And I was going to do one page traditional, and I was going to try to put that on a tier and sell it, right? But then I got to thinking, who the hell am I? Nobody knows who I am. Nobody's going to want to.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Do you know how many people want to buy stuff because they see talent and they see an up and comer and they want to be like, dude, I want to get in while it's affordable? Don't ever look. This is what creators do all the time. As somebody who is currently going through courses to get my degree for marketing specifically, never kneecap yourself because of your own insecurity or self-doubt about what you can or can't offer. Offer it and let your audience tell you whether it's worth it or not. You should not be the one making that call, especially if the difference for you is going to be negligible as far as time, resources, all that kind of stuff. If it's not going to be that much different for you. Now, granted, for me, I can't do digital versus like my physical. Those are night and day. Those are drastically different things for me. For some people, if you're doing black and white and you're doing it, okay, I'm inking digitally versus inking, physically, the difference is I just need to take a little bit more time so I don't fuck up as many times because whiteout is a pain in the ass. If that's the only real difference that you have, but otherwise it's pretty close to the same, do not kneecap yourself because you don't feel like you're anybody. That's bullshit. Offer it and let your audience decide. Because you never know, man. You could offer a really badass piece and people could be chomping at the bit to get some of that. The amount of original art that we see sell, and we do art auctions and we do all kinds of stuff. I have people on there that have never even tried to sell their shit, and they show up on art auctions and they clean up. We've had people that are fucking amazing artists go on art auctions and nothing sells. You never know what it's going to be. Do not ever kneecap yourself because of your own doubt. Never.
Well, we'll save that for the next one.
Off
then.
My soapbox.
No, hey, I
had to-
appreciate it. I'm a sponge, man. I take criticism very well.
You do, and I'm very happy about that because I've
didn't-
had some people that are like, who the fuck are you? And I was like, well.
As a much younger man, when I first started going to comic book conventions, and I haven't been to very many of them, but I would get my ass up in the middle of the back when I would get my portfolio to like anybody, right? And they say, you got to work on this, this, and this. And I'm thinking, I'm like the bee's knees, I'm like, this motherfucker, how dare he? How dare he? And then, you learn,
Well,
Posting
and
my
that's
artwork online over the last dozen so years or so has really helped curb that ego, for me.
Yeah.
And you start to take criticism and you don't just take it, you apply it, you learn from it. And
well, and that's the thing is
next thing
everyone's
you know,
going to
you're way
have.
better than you ever were,
Everyone's going to have a criticism or a critique for you, and
Well,
you don't have to take everything that
I've
people
learned,
say,
I've
but
learned over the course of the years to, separate actual constructive criticism, which is a rarity you don't get a lot of, from, just you fucking suck, that kind of thing. You don't get too much actual criticism.
I'll even challenge you
lot of
there.
hate.
So if somebody comes up to you and they're like, your shit sucks,
Yeah.
right? And okay, yeah, they're not giving you a whole lot of where to go from there. So as far as like what you can do to improve, that's a little bit difficult. But what you can take from that is if that was one of my target demographics that just came on here and said my shit sucks, what am I missing that my target demographic isn't seeing straight off? And go through and reassess either how you market, what your strategy is, if you even have the right demographic, because a lot of times people think that they're going for one group of people.
Yeah.
And then they find out later, like, oh, that's not my audience. I thought for sure like 13-year-olds were going to eat this shit up. And I'm finding out people that love my shit are 38.
Yeah.
So I need to stop trying to market to teenagers because they don't care. these
You ever heard
teenagers
of
don't like
a
my
site?
stuff, but the ones
I don't know if it's
that were
still back in the
teenagers
day,
with me.
digital webbing. You ever heard of that? That's
No.
where I used to post. I don't know if it's still active or not. It was an online art forum for up and coming comic book creators, and that's where I started learning and getting actual constructive. When you got other people of the same like mind looking at your stuff, and they're like, "Hey, dude, you need to work on your anatomy a little bit, and this is why." That's what I want, you know. I wish to God that when I posted my artwork anywhere, there was more. I like this, but you know, and then tell me why, you know.
Well, and
But you
so
don't
many
get
people
that.
are
You don't get
scared
that.
to do that because of how many people get really bad.
No,
Yeah.
I don't get that out of shape. I eat it up. I want to learn from it. My goal is to be the best artist I can be.
Absolutely.
And be the best storyteller. If I put a page out and it sucks, I want someone to tell me, and I want them to tell me what's wrong with it. And then, okay, I'll go back and I'll fix it. No big deal.
Good.
Got to be better. Right?
Yeah, just keep that mentality and keep pushing. And you know, there's a lot of people. I have people that told me that my shit sucked for a really long time, and then all of a sudden I started putting out things, and people went, "I don't understand what happened, but it's a lot better." And I was like, "Yeah, I worked on hand-eye coordination. I worked on focusing more on my proportions, and here we are." And they're like, "Oh yeah, well that's what you needed." I'm like, "Okay, cool, thanks."
There you go.
Hi, Sai.
I'm just
I don't know what
giving
to
the
do now.
audience what they've asked for.
And I'm not a brunette. This is black, sir.
Same thing.
This is like my soul. It's just under a green light because I was going for ambiance.
I think you differ. I've only been talking to you for a short while, but I don't think you have a black soul. If anything, you got a kind soul.
It's black glitter. It's like it's still
Okay.
reflective and bright, but it's still
There you go.
fucking dark.
Yeah.
Okay, so you just started this campaign, which is fantastic. You
launched
still
on the
have
25th on
57
Mikey
days.
Bancroft's channel.
Nice.
Which was
All
a
right.
blast. And last night, get this, I got to do Fragtober. I was drawing on a live stream with Dan Fraga. I'm still tripping out about that. Yeah,
That's
I
so
lost,
cool.
but I don't care, dude. I was tripping out because I love me some Fraga. I have loved him since the Extreme Studio days.
I'm so happy he's back around. I miss streaming with him. He
He's
was
such
so
a
much
cool
fun.
dude too, man.
I haven't streamed with him since I learned what my art style is either. So now I'm like, invite me on. I can do art with you now. I couldn't before. Like now I can. Invite me back.
Another check on the old box, man. I love that guy. I hope we get to stream again too. You know.
Oh,
So
I'm
cool.
sure. I'm sure
So cool.
he's working real hard on getting everything out because life was a bitch for a while for him.
Yeah,
but
well, he was down in Nashville last night, so he was kind of preoccupied.
yeah.
Plus
it'll
Harrison
be
kept
good.
trying to distract me.
He'll be back. He'll be back
Right.
for sure. But yeah, so we have 57 days left. You are already at 16% of your goal, which is really good for, as you were putting it, a no name that nobody knows. Like clearly you're doing something right because you're getting a good push in the early days. We just gotta get more eyes on it, get more people out there. I will send you the pictures that I got. I'll also see if I can play and doctor them up a bit like I like to do, and then you can put those out too and use them to try and help encourage
appreciate
people
that.
to go and check it out.
I appreciate that.
But yeah, this is a great campaign. I think it's a really good start. Sai, do you have any questions or advice or anything for Dawn?
No, I'm just sitting back and absorbing, and this looks like a really cool project. I can't wait to see the fleshed out pages once
Yeah.
you finish with this.
Thanks, dude.
Really excited to see where this goes.
Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
I think this is going to be a fun one. You have so much potential. You have so many characters. There's so many ways that your story can go, and so many plot lines that you could follow. And it's exciting to see. It's ambitious as hell. It is super ambitious because you have a lot of characters. But I think that you also have the drive and the passion to really make this something that has staying power. So I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm really excited to see this get funded. Everyone, please, please, please share this out. Go back it if you haven't. Share out the
please.
stream. Follow Dawn all the good stuff. Like, share, subscribe to Red Valkyrie, because, you know, we could definitely use it. We had 1,800 for a while, and then y'all abandoned us.
And some
You know,
bitches.
what's that?
Not right.
I
No,
know.
you
We had
signed up.
1,800, and then everybody left us, and now we're just below 1,800 again, and Cyborg and Shae are very sad about it, so you should just
they hit the
resub to us.
unsubscribe, and then they said,
If everything you're doing is bad, I want you to know this.
They did. And you know what? We understand. We know that we're terrible, but that's why you come.
You are not terrible. Stop that
people
nonsense.
love it when we're terrible.
They do. They do. And you guys also know that you always come to see if any of my cosplays malfunction, because sometimes they can malfunction in incredibly horrible
Would
ways.
you like to sort of stand up a little?
Yeah.
Well.
Okay, that's it.
I like it even more now.
I was the whole time, like, we've been streaming, I keep looking, I was like, my strings are getting a little loose, and that's potentially going to be a problem. We're gonna get booted off of YouTube.
I'm really glad I designed her that way now.
Dawn's like, yep, that was the right choice. That was the right choice.
Don did
So-
good. Good Don. Good Don.
Yes, I was very appreciative of watching her get into that. So next time on our channel is going to be Wednesday for Dice Dames and Dudes at our usual
Yes.
time. And tonight, Shae is going to be on with Pizza Medi.
Yep.
Oh, crap. Awesome.
What time?
We're
Shae?
gonna
Oh,
talk
you're
all
a
things
human fan.
supernatural.
Yeah.
Dude, put in a good word for me. I want to get on this channel and bullshit with him.
Honestly, Pete is really approachable, and if you message him to try and get into one of his creator spotlights, he probably will.
You guys will not let me.
Boom.
Try to find a
I'm
place.
on it.
Yep. But thank you guys so much for hanging out. And Side, you
What
want to take
time,
us out
Shae?
at 9 p.m.
You did a great job on Earth Mother. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you all for
Absolutely. Thank
coming.
you
I
for hanging
appreciate
out
you,
with us.
Jay. You're awesome.
Thank you, chat.
Bye.